My name is Marietta Mehanni, and today's aqua tip, we are going to do a grounded movement pattern, and we are going to lift up the leg, and we're going to do a horizontal and abduction, and at the same time we're going to use our arms. Now my palms are facing inwards and I've got long arms here, so arm in, out. Oh my god. Now this is a really effective adductor workout, and my hands are about shoulder width apart, so my torso rotates slightly. The hard part is keeping my foot up, because my foot wants to roll in so I can push out with the much stronger glute. But if you keep your toe turned up to 12 o'clock or to the sky, then you have to really control that movement. It requires more hip abductors. So this will work your hip adductors and hip abductors as long as you don't turn that toe down. Okay, glute me and min. Oh. And abdominals are working. It's hard for me to stay stable, so it's challenging my balance a little bit on my standing leg. It's a great abdominal exercise, and it requires strength. You know, we talk about how we can try to use the water to improve bone mass. What we know is that when muscles pull on bone, it encourages the osteoblasts to start modeling the bone so that it's stronger. But what we need is a strong enough pull on the muscles. And ideally, like on land, we want to do somewhere between 6 to 12 repetitions, because if you can do 25, it's not a strong enough pull. This would work beautifully, right? Because you really have to work the inner and outer hip, and let's face it, it's an area where we need to make sure we're keeping the bone strong, right? In that area, top of the femur, around the hip joint. This is a great exercise for that. But as long as they're moving with enough force, then it gets really hard to do much more than say 12 repetitions or maybe 16. But if you can just do lots of them, you know, for example, when I do it like this, it's not a hard exercise for me at all. It doesn't challenge my muscles much. Then it's not really going to be that effective for improving bone mass. If you really pull, yeah baby, and you try to keep the toe up. That's really challenging, to keep that toe up and not let the toe turn in. So make sure you watch your client with an eagle eye and really encourage them to keep the toe up. They will feel it into the outside of the hip. And that is this week's aqua tip. This one's an easy demonstration, wouldn't you say? If you don't have great balance, you can always use a chair or a wall or the aqua frame to place your hand to assist you with the demonstration. It probably is easier if you have the opposite hand as you pull that leg in and out. But the most challenging aspect of it actually is holding your leg up, just like it is in the pool. Because gravity obviously has a stronger pull on us on land, but it's just as challenging. Now, if you've got great balance, start by having your hands shoulder width apart with your palms turned in, and you've lifted that leg up and you're moving the leg across the body. Now, remember, the arms aren't going over here and over there. You want to keep the arms straight. There is a little bit of rotation in the torso, and indicate that to your clients as well. But you want the palms to face each other. And what I've discovered is that it's not always that easy for people to see, right? You know, depending on where they're located in the pool, whether you're standing in front of a lit background, all of those sorts of things. So what you'll need to do is, I usually get them to go arms forward, palms facing inwards, and then I demonstrate the leg action. I used to always just go for the leg first and then demonstrate the arms, but then people were doing that rotational movement, which I also use. But there's something very different about keeping the palms facing each other that really helps with that sort of really controlled, powerful pull that you need to get that lower body workout. Now, the other pointer, as I mentioned in the water, is get that toe turned up. So you yourself need to be watching your own technique, because it's so much easier to do this, especially if you don't have good balance or you don't have a lot of lower body strength. Yeah, you will do that. You'll rotate in. So even if you don't go very far and you're holding yourself up and you're using your hands to help support your body, or another tip that I sometimes use occasionally if I'm fatigued is I'll say, now lift your leg up. I want you to lift your leg up to the same height of your hip. So I'm actually holding my own leg up. And then you say, and I want that toe turned up to the ceiling whilst you're moving that leg in and out, keeping the arms shoulder width apart, palms facing in. So often it's a good idea to go back, repeat cues, but point out specific aspects of the exercise. Look, I used to be one of those instructors who kept repeating the same things over and over and over again. Let me give you an example. In, out, push, 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 push. Okay, motivating, but a little bit redundant after you've said it a few times. So the key thing here is, well, what else am I going to say? And clearly you're searching for something to say, but you keep defaulting to the same repeat words. So focus on little things like, you know, lift your leg up. See if you can get your leg up to hip height, toe turned up to the ceiling as the leg goes in and out. Palms facing inwards, hands shoulder width apart. So even sort of mime the movement of what you're trying to say, because for those people that are a little bit hard of hearing, perhaps don't speak the same language, or your language that you're speaking is their second language, it just makes everything much more clearer. So I hope you do this workout in the pool. It's fabulous. And that is this week's Aqua Tip.